Welcome back to the program. Let's go live to the LNP member. Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Andrew Wallace, joins us from Caloundra at the pre-poll. Andrew, I don't know what the situation is there in terms of voting numbers, but I'm told the AEC has notified today 4 million people have already voted in this election. Does that surprise you? What are you picking up there on the sunny coast?
Well, Kieran, thanks for having me on. Last week was a little bit slow, I have to say, unusually slow, but ever since Saturday, things have been a lot busier. And then since yesterday, it's been even more busy. So I think we've had a number of public holidays that have sort of interrupted the campaign. But now that people are back into their normal routines, and perhaps back from holidays, they're well and truly getting into it now.
What's the mood like you're picking up? Is it, obviously you've got a safe seat and Queensland is the best performing state for the LNP, so you'd hope that things are pretty positive.
Well, Kieran, there's no such thing as a safe seat these days, but the mood is very, very strong towards myself and Peter Dutton and the LNP. Very, very strong, I have to say. It's been very encouraging.
Any concern around on your right flank from One Nation and Co?
Well, look, there's very little, to be quite honest with you, Kieran. We haven't had people handing out on the booths for One Nation. Occasionally, we get someone handing out for the trumpets, but they tend to only hang around for an hour or two and then they're gone again. So I don't think they're taking it seriously, quite frankly.
I want to ask you about the Welcome to Country debate. The former Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, has made some comments today on Radio 2GB. He says, he's talking specifically about Qantas and Virgin and others using this practice of welcoming people to various cities. He says, I found the notion of country being acknowledged when you land in Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane absolutely grating. Absolutely grating. Peter Dutton has done us all a favour by admitting and acknowledging that these things are overdone. What's your view?
Look, I think there's a place for it at certain times, but I think it has been absolutely overdone. I think that the vast majority of Australians that I come into contact with are well and truly over it being overdone. I think there's a place for it, and I think it's up to the individual organisations, but I've got to tell you that many people are coming up to me on pre-poll and saying, good on Peter Dutton for calling it out.
So you've actually had quite a few voters raising this issue with you?
I have, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And it's not just as a result of what Peter said on the debate the other night. I remember speaking with Ken Wyatt about this when he was the Indigenous Affairs Minister, and I spoke to him and said, mate, can't we, rather than, you go to a function or some sort of an event, and it seems like everybody who gets up to speak does an acknowledgement to country. I think that lessens it. We're a country of 65,000 years of Indigenous heritage. If people want to acknowledge it, that's fine, but it should only be once. I think it's ridiculous when so many people stand up and repeat the same thing. It's tokenistic, and I think people are over it. And aside from people being over it, it actually diminishes what the whole concept is designed to do, and that's show respect for the First Nations people.
The S&P ratings agency has warned both sides of politics that the AAA credit rating could be at risk if we do see larger structural debt and deficit off the back of this election. The Prime Minister has responded saying that there's no risk, that the person who wrote this report must have been really worried if they looked at the way the federal coalition spent last time they were in office. What do you make of the report and the reaction from the government?
Well, I think it's absolutely true to form for this Prime Minister to start attacking people when they come out and criticise him or his government. The truth is that there's never been a time where a government has put more projects, borrowed more money off the books as this government has done. We're heading towards a debt of $1.2 trillion under this government. They crow about having attained 2 surpluses, but the reality is those 2 surpluses were bequeathed to them by a lot of hard work that was done by Josh Frydenberg as our former treasurer. And the mining industry. Let's be true. I mean, this Labor Party want to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. They want to kill the mining industry, the same industry that provides the federal government with tax receipts that give us our quality of living. We are absolutely heading down the wrong path with Labor and Anthony Albanese. And it's time to get the country back on track here.
Former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Andrew Wallace, we will see the results soon enough. Just a few days away. Thanks. We'll talk to you over the weekend. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.